I'm Sandra at SandraR and I'm an independent UK Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today my project is this lovely DVD presentation box. For Christmas my son seems to like so many DVDs on his list of wants, and I like to present them nicely, and I like to make these little presentation boxes. So I've made this one in using the Flurry of Wishes stamp set and the matching Snow Flurry punch. But today I'm going to use a different designer series paper, which is the Winter Wonderland Speciality designer series paper. So I'll put that to one side for a moment and we'll make a start on that. So we're going to use the envelope punch board today, and we're using, as I said before, the Winter Wonderland Speciality DSP. It measures 10 3/4 inches by 10 3/4 inches. We put it into the punch board, and I need my scoring tool. Sorry, I've just got that now. So we're going to put it in the punch board and we're going to score it at 4 1/8 inches, and we're going to score it, and you'll notice that you run out of board before you run out of paper, but we won't worry about that. I'll show you how you can manoeuvre that later. So we've scored and punched at 4 1/8 inches. We move it along and score it at 4 7/8 and score, and again you will run out of board before you run out of paper. Turn it 90 degrees and score it again at 4 1/8. And in a moment I'll show you how we can write that. So 4 7/8, and in order to match those lines up, you need to put it to flip the paper over to the other side, and then you need to go to your 4 1/8 measurement, and then you score your line in, and you will find that that will line up with the rest of your mark. Move it to 4 7/8. At this stage you do not punch, you're just lining back your marks, you're just getting your marks lining up. So we turn that round to the opposite side to 4 1/8, and then you're carrying on your mark 4 7/8 and continuing with your mark, and now your marks all join up to the right place. Right? So then you turn your paper, she says. No, flip your paper back to the way you were. That's why I'm getting myself confused there. Flip your paper over to the way you were working, and you line up your marks, your first set of marks with that little grooved bit, and you punch and you score down, and this time it should reach the end. Move it along and punch and score down. Turn it round on itself, line it up with your other set of marks, the first one just there, punch and score. Move it along to the next one, which is just there. It's probably hard for you to see on this black paper, and punch and score. And that is now all the scoring done. So we're going to put that away, apart from we need to just round off our corners to get some nice rounded corners. So you put your paper back into your punch board and just, I didn't make a very good job of that, did I? That's better. And just do all your four corners, giving them nice rounded off edges. And then we have now finished with the punch board. Put that out of the way, get rid of the bits. So now you need to fold and burnish all these score lines, and I think you can see this better now that I've flipped it over to the white side. So you fold and burnish your edges, nice crisp edges we want for this CD box. And this paper is so thick and substantial that you can easily score it without tearing it. So many times I've bought this paper, these papers from other places, and they have I've scored them, and then as I've burnished them, they've gone into a hole, which is very upsetting, especially when you want to make your project. So all four sides, we go through and do all four sides, both lines. That's it, last one. And I think that this is a lovely way to present a DVD for all sorts of people. Everyone loves a good DVD. Right, so that's all the scoring and burnishing done, and you can see that that fits together now like that. So we need to cut the bottom edges. I like to just clip up the bottom edge, and then I like to fold that in to give a nice neat edge. So you just clip that up there, keeping that little tab on. But at the top here, the top of the case, you notch that little square out and get rid. You don't need that. That just gets in the way. So we'll cut that off, get rid of the bits. Right, so now I'm going to steal this DVD out of this one, because it helps when you're putting this together if you have a DVD that you can use to do that. So you put your DVD in, close your tabs in at the bottom and press those edges in. Then I'm using my fast fuse today because it's much quicker, but you can use Tombow or tear and tape, whichever you prefer. And so down one edge and down the other, like that. Hold that together nicely, and then just fold that up to the top nice and neatly, and that folds down on the edge there, and you've got a nice CD case. So now we need to put our neodymium magnets on. I think I forgot to mention that earlier, that I've put this little neodymium magnet closure on so that it snaps shut nicely and is easy to open. So we get two of our neodymium magnets, which are strong, so I'm hoping I can prise two off of this stack. Says she, no she. Oh, they are strong things. So we get the glue dots, the mini glue dots. And put a glue dot on one side and position that about ½ an inch down, and then one on the opposite side there. Oh, it doesn't want to release. No. Okay then. Not playing ball, we'll get another one. Stick that on there. And then you just gently hold that down like that, and that will stick. Then carefully lift that off, because we don't want to rip the paper, because these things are so strong. Then we get a scrap of our designer series paper, and using the 1/2 inch punch we cut 2 of those out. And using the glue dots again where she put them. So you can match up your colours by putting that on there, on that side, glue dot on the other one, and that sort of matches up, and then it hides up, makes it look as though it's part of the packaging, nice and neat, and that snaps nicely shut. So now that all we need to do now is to put our little sentiment and greeting little tag on the front, so I'll just move that to one side. So today I'm using the Holly Jolly Greetings stamp set, which comes with some little, you can get some little framelit dies that match it. These framelit dies say jolly, merry and peace, and it matches up with this Holly Jolly Greetings stamp set. So I'm going to incorporate that on the little tag. So I've got here a piece of Whisper White cardstock 2 inches by 5 inches, and using my tag topper punch I'm going to insert that into there, punch, and we've got a nice tag that we've made there. And I like my corners to be rounded, so I'm going to just round those off with my Project Life corner rounder punch. You don't have to, whichever you prefer. And then I'm going to use real red ink, and I've prepped up on my pad already from this Holly Jolly Greeting stamp set. I've prepped up Have A, and then I've left a gap and then put holiday, so it's going to say Have a Jolly Holiday. As my son loves Christmas so much, that's very apt for him. So ink up that and press that down and up. That looks good. Move that off to one side. So now I'm going to get my glue, and I've forgotten my glue, so I'm just going to have to go and get that. So bear with me for a second, I'll be back. I haven't gone far. I've just gone to get my two-way glue pen. This is very, very good for those little tiny skinny projects, for these skinny little framelets that you need just a fine amount of glue. This two-way pen works brilliantly. You just run it round each of the little areas that you want to stick down. You go round. Takes just a few seconds, but this is just so brilliant, otherwise you just get Tombow all over your fingers, all over yourself and all over everything else. So that's that, lid on so that it doesn't dry out. Pick up your sentiment and put that in between the Have A. Stick it at a jaunty angle so that you can read it well, and press that down. So now I'm going to get my gold corded ribbon, and I'm going to cut a length of that, about, I'd say 5 to 6 inches I've probably cut there, and push that through the hole at the top. Like that. And I've got these lovely little snowflake elements. I've used most of them. I've done so many Christmas projects that I've practically run out of these things, so it looks like I might need to order some more. So with the glue dots, we stick a couple of those onto our little snowflake embellishment, and then we position that on our tag, and then we can stick that down to our gift. So I'm just going to, I think I'm going to tie that off so that looks a little neater than it looks, not sticking out. And then I'm going to get a couple of glue dots so that I can just stick that on the gift. So position that on there. Now you could, if you wanted to, put a little gold, a little dazzling diamond rhinestone in the centre there. If I had one, I would put one on, but I seem to have forgotten to bring them over here. So for today, that's just left plain. But I think you'll agree that that's a very nice way to give a DVD. And I hope you like that project. Don't forget to look on my website. Don't forget about the Christmas cracker giveaway. The box of 6 crackers I'll be giving away at the end of November in a draw, a prize draw. So look on my blog to see what that's all about. I thank you for joining me today, and until the next time, goodbye.